We'll call the meeting to order.
Might tap the mic.
Did I break it?
Tap the mic. We have feedback.
Great. Still quite loud. So we're going to call the meeting to order.
I want to see your laptop.
This is the Tuesday, May 20th, 2025,
Got the volume up too loud.
Human
It's
Rights
gonna make it worse.
Commission.
Speak closer to it is gonna be better, unfortunately.
You think? This is the 2025, May 20th, 2025 Human Rights Commission meeting. Could we have the roll call, Tom?
Shalini Smith,
Here?
Peter Resnick,
Here.
Vahagan Shiflikan,
Here.
Jerry Fry,
Present.
Charles Davidson, Ann Panthen.
Here. Thank you. Do we have any additions to the agenda? No. Can we have a motion to approve the minutes of the April 15th, 2025 meeting?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No public input, no unfinished business. And so we will move on to new business. We have the receipt of the automatic 2-year EEO certifications.
Okay, so the automatic EEO certifications are for the companies of Complete Asphalt Services, Law Enforcement Action Partnership, Jorge Pena, Oak Brothers Tree Care and Removal LLC, and Hermes Equipment.
Thank you. Those are on file. I wanted to just mention or point out that the Jorge Pena is a one-man show, and I don't think I've ever seen a one-person application before.
We get them from time to time.
Yeah, have you seen, well, I guess maybe in 2023?
Been a few years.
Yeah.
And 2
Yeah.
years ago, he was with one other person.
Oh,
so-
he lost one. Okay. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. So we will move on to consideration of EEO workforce statistics.
Okay, so we've got some companies for 2 years, and then we've got some companies for 1 year. So I'll start with the companies for 2 years. Furman Engineering Incorporated, Infrastructure Engineering Incorporated, Corrective Asphalt Materials LLC, National Testing Network Incorporated, and Passport Labs Incorporated. And then the companies for 1 year are Seiler Instrument and I assume that's Manufacturing Co. Incorporated, Sherwin Industries Incorporated, and the Petrie Coon Company.
So do we have a motion to approve those companies as Shalini outlined? Or was that a motion?
Oh, sorry, yeah, that was the motion.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Do we have a second?
I'll go ahead and second that.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Just one quick question. I read through your notes on Passport Labs, where the numbers weren't so great, but this is a new one, isn't it? Is it because of the location? I don't know Charlotte Mecklenburg all that well, but it looks predominantly minority and the company is predominantly white. Was there a particular thing that made you go for 2 years instead of one?
Well, I put down that the area, it's a high employment rate. They're almost at 70%.
You have your mic.
Yes, they're almost at 70% employment rate. And the majority of the residents, they identify as minority. So that could translate to a lot of the minority residents are employed. And
Gotcha.
an area with a robust transportation system, and the company is not categorized in the area's major industries. So a lot of people could be working in the predominant industry versus the one that this company is under.
Got it.
I feel like the Sherwin Industries was in the same sort of boat as that, in a, kind of a major metropolitan area, good transportation. I'm trying to find the thing, I don't,
It's right below in the recommendation list.
right below, you mean the first one?
Passport and then Sherwin were right in order.
Oh, okay. I just felt like the numbers weren't super great, but,
Sherwin got a 1 year.
yeah. Sherwin Industries. Let me take a look here. And maybe I'm wrong. I know Milwaukee is a big city with, all of the transportation opportunities that big cities have that smaller ones don't. But since
They are also in a high employment rate area.
yeah.
And so it was a toss-up of where their location plays a lot into the factoring of, could there possibly be more, or
Right, yeah.
is that a challenge?
And it's a judgment call, there's a balance there when you're looking at it. And I know you look at a lot of them. And so you have a better sense of it than us just looking at, once a month, sort of zooming through them. And so, but I was surprised by the low number of minorities. And I'm always surprised by the low number of women. But I know in engineering and some of the science things, it's not as easy to come across folks like that.
They also have a low number of employees overall.
Yeah.
So that plays into it
Yeah.
also.
Yeah,
The other one had over 100. This one only has 30.
yeah. Okay, so any more discussion? No? All right. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Next, we have the proposed letter supporting CU Reparations Coalition. So this is, I think we were all here. Jerry, I'm not sure you were here. Maybe you were for the CU.
I was here.
You were here?
Yes.
So they have asked us to write a letter of recommendation to be presented to the city council on supporting their agenda and their initiative. And so we, Carla and Tom and I put together a letter that sort of follows a template that they've used before, and we just sort of, made it our own. And we will then, I don't know, do we give it to them or do we give it to the council ourselves?
You're announcing it tonight as a vote for next month,
That's right,
and then if you decide to endorse it as a council, as a commission, then you would forward that letter to the city council.
to the council. Okay.
Correct? I missed a step. I'm going to defer back to Carla.
They would like for the letter to be returned to them, and I believe they're going to compile them all together.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. So we are tonight simply discussing it. If we have questions or we want to, we can make changes to the letter. It's a draft, not complete. Pete?
So this was on the agenda. Is there a reason we can't approve it tonight?
I thought that. It was my understanding that an item to vote on it, that you would have to have discussion on it prior to voting on it?
No, as far as I know, so long as it was on the agenda within the 48 hours before the meeting, so long as, we have discussion, in the motion, I think we're good to go if we want to do that.
I defer to you guys.
I will say, I didn't know this was coming, and I was pleasantly surprised. I'm glad that we're doing this. I think the only comment I have, and I don't know if we need to work it into the letter, because especially if it's being presented with other letters, I think it won't be a problem. But I thought the example of Evanston that we were given when he did his presentation, not only was I, excited about that, what they did, but kind of surprised by what they did. And I think having Urbana follow suit would be fabulous. I couldn't figure out a way, given the way the letter's written right now, to sort of work in, by the way, look at this one in particular. We called out Evanston in particular, which I was glad for. But if they're going to be doing a presentation to council, I'm comfortable with this.
They are, and I believe what they are requesting is funding to be able to explore those options and not do those options yet.
Right, which isn't surprising, one step at a time. So if folks are comfortable with it, I'll make a motion to approve the letter as is. I think it's well done.
Yeah, I think that's fine, and if we don't have any changes, that makes it even easier. Let's go ahead and do it. Jerry or Shalini, do you have any questions or comments about the letter?
I thought it was fine the way it was. So I'm going to agree with Pete. Let's go ahead and take a vote on it.
Is that a second?
Yeah, I'll second it. Yeah, let's do it.
No,
I would 100% agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
and I just wanted to double check with you about the date on the letter. Was that a particular delivery date you wanted, or does that change because of the way the motion is tonight?
Yes, that can change to tonight. I put it for the June meeting. Yeah, June meeting. Anticipating a different outcome tonight, but this is better. So we can put today's date on it, and
You can just add in the motion with the current, updating the.
Yes, so, thank you. I'll make believe I know how to do this by Robert's rules, but I will accept a friendly amendment from the chair that we update the date of the letter to today's date, but otherwise have it remain the same.
yes. The chair acknowledges that. So let's take a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you all.
Thank you for putting it together.
I think it's a wonderful idea, and
Aye.
I'm glad they came back to us with that. Carla, officers report.
Okay. We currently have one case opened regarding housing discrimination. I have received the complaint response, or the respondent's response, and I am reviewing the submitted information. For contacts and informal complaints, there was one informal inquiry. It was about fair housing, the Fair Housing Act violation. I reviewed the information and consulted with HUD Fair Housing Regional Office, and they recommended that the complainant be referred to the Fair Housing for filing, that office for filing, which I did. Office activity, routine activity in the office. Tom continues to work on Juneteenth festivities. Please remember to save the dates of Thursday, June 12th, and Wednesday, June 18th, to attend the City of Urbana's Juneteenth celebrations. On Tuesday, June 3rd, 2025, at 4 p.m., there will be a Champaign County Violence Prevention Visioning Session at the Champaign Public Library. The 2-hour collaborative brings community members and researchers from Boston's Children's Hospital and the University of Illinois together to discuss key insights from community violence prevention research, as well as to identify next steps for implementing a program for primary prevention of hate-based violence in Champaign-Urbana. I did forward that email to everyone, and if you are interested in attending that session, you just follow the link for registration inside that email, and then you will be registered, and they want to know if you want a donut or a bagel. So that's very important. I think it's just one. Moments in human rights history. On this day, May 20th, 1743, Francois Dominique Toussaint, revolutionary leader of the Haitian independence movement, was born into slavery. As he helped transform a slave rebellion into a revolutionary movement, he took on the name Louverture. Louverture was in control of the whole of Hispaniola by 1801. He freed the island's entire population of slaves. Drawing up a constitution, he made himself governor general for life. However, Napoleon Bonaparte had Louverture captured and sent to France. There he died in prison due to lack of food. Louverture is now known as one of the fathers of Haiti. In 1861, North Carolina secedes from the Union during the Civil War. On the same date, Kentucky declares its neutrality. However, Kentucky's neutrality ended less than 4 months later when the Confederacy entered the state. In 1932, Amelia Earhart landed in a small northern Irish pasture and broke another aviation record. She was the first woman to fly solo and nonstop across the Atlantic. She had set off from Newfoundland in Canada, and when she arrived in Ireland, a farmhand asked her if she had flown far. She replied, "From America." And in 1961, Freedom Riders arrive in Montgomery, Alabama. Police allow a white mob to attack. Several people are severely injured, including a U.S. Justice Department representative. In 1996, the U.S. Supreme Court rules in Romer v. Evans that Colorado's constitutional amendment preventing localities from taking action to protect the rights of gays and lesbians violates the U.S. Constitution. The ruling, authored by Associate Justice Anthony M. Kennedy, was the first major constitutional precedent for fighting anti-gay legislation. And that is the end of my report.
Thank you, Carla. Yes?
A question for you.
Yes.
I, just happenstance, got approached by a community member I know about the Fair Housing Act. And I was wondering when our ordinance is useful versus Fair Housing Act. I mean, I said I wasn't sure about the Fair Housing Act, and then this person did a little more research and said, oh, I found this, that, or the other thing. Where does our ordinance and fair housing overlap, and where is it better to approach one or the other?
Well, the reason why this last one was better suited to go to the fair housing is because the nuance of the complaint and what the law states. And so they the person said it could go either way, and when they're that sticky, he said it's best to let the fair housing people take care of it.
Gotcha. So they can do more than just straight up discrimination.
Yes.
Got it.
and our ordinance is similar. If it's in the benefit of the complainant to go either to IDHR, which is the Illinois Department of Human Rights, or to do locally, or to do fair housing, that is their right to choose which way, and I tell them that.
Thank you for your report, Carla, enlightening as always. Announcements. This commission has 3 openings. And I also wanted to remind us all that a while back, Tom sent out a calendar with some opportunities for recruitment to get some folks on the commission, but also just to talk about what we do and meet some community people, and sometimes there's food and dancing. Sometimes there's dancing. Anyway, it would really be good if we all took a look at that calendar and got back to Tom and Carla about some days you may be able to join one of them, because I think do you always go, one of the 2 of you try to go to?
We try to.
Yeah.
So far, that's been this usual.
Right.
And we have been getting some responses from both committees so far.
Okay, well, good. Shalini and I will be at Juneteenth for something, for the archives, but we can both wander over and, eat, whatever. Terry?
So there's a SUNA meeting on the 22nd, 2 nights from now. And that's where I found out about this commission a year ago, was at that meeting. Yes, you were.
You were. I was there.
Yes, you were. So was Peggy Patton.
That's true.
Will anyone be at that meeting?
It's not on this calendar, but I know from, because I'm in the SUNA
So am I.
email
Yeah.
thing, I know that the city of Urbana will be there and the library will be there, so it's surprising to me that we aren't there.
This is my first time hearing about the SUNA meeting.
Okay.
So
It's Tuesday,
It's Thursday.
it's this Thursday.
Thursday,
It's Thursday.
at 7, I
2
think,
days from now.
7 PM. And I don't know if,
I don't know if I'm that good, but
yeah, if,
but
short notice, so
yeah,
I
we'll try.
will try to be there. I have a thing that goes until 7, and depending on my energy level.
Is it at the same location? or
Yes.
Can you resend me that location?
Mhm.
Because I know,
Yeah.
Tom, you're going to be traveling, so it would be me, so
Okay,
I need to make some arrangements.
okay.
Did I let you know, Tom, that I've signed up for May 31?
You did, yes,
Okay,
sir.
all right.
Thank you.
I thought so, yeah.
The Market at the Square opportunities are quite nice, because it's right by the food trucks. And that's on purpose. So take a look at those dates, and if you can help out at any of them, it would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Our next scheduled meeting is Tuesday, the 17th of June, 5:30 PM, right here in the council chambers. And Vahagan?
Yes.
Do you have any comments or announcements?
No comment.
Okay. Okay, well, I hope you can make it to some of our community events this summer. Good. Anyway, our next meeting is Tuesday, the 17th, 5:30 PM right here in the council chambers, and if we have nothing else, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.